I got something new to add to my 1776 collection over here, my Bicentennial stuff. I finally scared up one of these right here. Found one for the right price. We got to do something to it though. We got to clean it up. We got to relube it, make sure it's going to run before we try to run it. It needs some work. Let's dig into this thing from 1976. Yellow box, Bachmann. See what it's going to take to get it running? Add it to this beautiful set that it belongs to. Well, let's take a look at this thing here. Still in the box, which is good, and it's a yellow box, which is even better, because if it was a white box, it'd be the more not better ones. Looks like we got the right locomotive in it and everything. Don't want to destroy the flaps. Foam instead of the plastic inserts. Yeah, this will be a good one here. Did they put the bad side first in? No, man, this thing doesn't even look like it's been touched. Rare for me. One traction tire. Okay, and these to just do the pick 'em ups right there. Looks like we get in here and spread out the body some. Roll this, get in here, release this tab right there. Oh, sure, we're in Pancake Motor heaven right there. I see a gap between the cab and the long hood here in the back. I thought maybe the cab popped off. Looks like it could use a little toothbrushing with some Dawn dish soap. It's got a little discoloration right there. It's like that light bulb stabs up right in between here. So these two tubes can shoot the light to the front and the back at the same time. I want to take this power truck out. We're going to desolder these wires here, but I do want to make sure I know which one goes where. So I'm going to mark this one here black, then I'll know that that goes up in the front. Looks like the traction tire is at the rear of the fireman's side. In case I forget, I can come back and look at that in the video. Looks like they did use ample amounts of solder on this. This is one of those, I haven't gotten into Bachmann's too much. Looking at it a little closer, we're going to take this screw out. And that's going to take this plastic thing out right here. This all looks like this. Got her halfway out. Come on. What an absolute hassle. Now we're hung up on the armature of the motor. Right in the center there. Got kind of stuck right on this little nipple. What do we have? We've got the finest of pancake motors. Truck covers. We have a lock right here. And here on the other side. So if I can lift this up enough, I should be able to get in there and get it off. Aha. Sure. Oh, look at all of them gears. Wow. It's more than I anticipated, that's for sure. And these are just, nothing's just falling out like I'd hoped. So I mean, we got a prime, yep, pop it out just a little bit. There's just a little tension on there. This idler. Oh. Golly, I don't see any broken gear on that. Let's do the same over here. Oh, do I want to get all the way inside there? They've glued this thing together. You can tell there's definitely better engineering on it, better workmanship. And that glue, they mean it. One little screw like that, oh boy. Maybe a guy'd have better luck with a small wire brush here to break that stuff off. Let's use this tool improperly. I want to clean out these grooves so I can get a good bite in it. So that came out, but I kind of expected a spring to be inside there, and it didn't shoot out. I was right there. You were right there when it happened. Oh, here it is. It did shoot out. Little bugger, I about lost that. There's a little opportunity that we still can. Try to see if I can keep all my parts together here. We'll be a little more careful on this one. Oh, how about a smaller screwdriver? That's what that's looking like. Be careful with this so I don't lose the spring. There he is. Oh, tried shooting out on me as well. One more problem screw to get out will be inside this thing. Goodness. What mysteries will we find? It's my first time ever going into one of these. It's got oil leaked all over it. I put the hand lotion on so that my hands look better on camera, and I can't hold on to any of my tools. I knew there was a reason I don't do that very often. It's looking like there's 3 gears in here. This larger, what I'm going to call a bull gear, and then these 2 smaller ones I'm going to call an idler, and they're the thick part out. Hey, and wouldn't you believe it? Not a single one is cracked. One of the brushes just came out here. Okay, this thing has been used. Another brush right there. Oh man, is that small. Goodness. Now, I'm not going to take the magnets out because I thought they'd have really good magnetic abilities. Sure. Will our fiberglass pencil clean up this commutator surface? Boy, it sure will. Look at this. Just a little 3-polar. I know with the Tycos that these are like armatures from slot car motors back in the day. Does anybody recognize this one right here? Being out of something? To make sure that this motor's good and it's not burned out, which I'm doubting it's going to because it doesn't show any signs. This is how we're going to do it. We're going to go into horseshoe mode for continuity. And you want to check for continuity between all the segments. This one, yes, here, the one before it, the one after it, and just go through it all to make sure. And then check it from a segment to the ground, which would be the armature shaft, to make sure that none of the segments are shorted to ground. This is serviceable. So what I'm going to work on is I'm going to get some Q-tips and some odorless mineral spirits, and I'm going to clear all this oil out of all these gears and clean all this stuff up. This has got a healthy amount of weight put in it here, probably lead. I'm going to take the fiberglass pencil. Since these are our pickup wheels, I'm going to clean these all up so they're nice and shiny. Go through all those, and then we'll begin reassembling of the thing. Look at that. They've screwed on the coupler pockets. Man, this is unbelievable. Bachmann Hong Kong. This is a good quality. Can't believe I'm saying that. Good quality for an introductory set. This is definitely fitting the bill right here, for sure. Well, this didn't take any time at all to clean. There wasn't much in it. I'm gonna use some Super Lube, multi-purpose, the synthetic stuff over here. I think this is probably a nylon, is what it is, because it's really robust. Going to get a Q-tip, and we will start greasing this. Now, these little motors, they take even less grease than anything you could ever imagine. Hardly nothing. It's the dangest thing. We don't want it to get all over, so we're gonna put just a little bit less than too much in it. Our brush holders are down there. I'm going to put this in with the commutators facing down. Then we've got these shafts here for the idler gears and the bull gear. So we're going to give these a little grease as well. The reason I'm using grease instead of oil is because grease will stay in place better. That oil you've seen over years, it just dripped and got all over everything. This could do the same thing if it's in a hot shed or something like that, but it's probably, best I can tell, just going to live on my display until I decide to get rid of my Bicentennial display, which might be a while because it's not even complete. So those two idler gears go in. We're going to take this larger one I'm calling a bull gear. We're going to put him in. I did kind of wish that they meshed a little tighter on this motor here. Gonna give these guys some grease. We're gonna run it around so everybody gets a little bit. There seems to be hair in my grease. It's like the dog's starting to shed off or something like that. It's getting everywhere. Maybe it's fuzz from my non-tactical Q-tips. Could be. Those civilian Q-tips, they do have some shortcomings. Just some on them till they get a nice little sheen. We're gonna put just a tickle right in this side here too, for the other side of the armature shaft. And I'm going to work on putting those screws back in there, and I don't anticipate them to be very, very easy to do. Looks like the kind of stuff that's going to make a guy crazy and one's going to get launched or something. Get them grooves cleaned out, have something to bite. Things are still turning, that's a good deal. Now the creepy part, the brushes. I cleaned these up with the odorless mineral spirits, and I just used the Q-tip and I just kind of bloshed them around in that little cup right there some, because they're so small, it's so hard to deal with. They're almost like brand new. I'm gonna take a standard screwdriver, grab up one of these brush springs so you don't compress it. Oh, I lost it. I was just moving along, there he is. Boy, that just disappears. We're gonna go like that. Get one of these and one of these right here. Goodness, is that tiny. See what I can do about getting these installed. Yes? No? Come on. So far, so good. And of course, it doesn't get completely tight. But we did pull it off. I'm going to do the other one just like that. We'll come back and test it. Here's a little history I found out about this Bachmann, these Bicentennial sets. This one that I'm working on here right now, I believe was offered in 1976. I did find a 1975 catalog out there on hoseeker.net, and it showed this Spirit of 1976 set right here, decorated up as a seaboard coastline with General Electric's U36B locomotive up at the front, and it's got a matching caboose at the back of it. Then I did a little more rooting around on the internet there, and I probably went to some shady Chinese website or something, and I found this 1976. Then I finally found the collector's Bicentennial set, which is what this one is right here. Offered in 1976 with the Norfolk and Western General Electric U36B locomotive with a matching caboose on it. I did some digging on the eBay, and I ended up finding this set right here. This is what it would look like if it was bought and then never offered to a child to play with, never opened it up. It was just stored in the attic for just the longest time. Oddly enough, they don't bring that much money. This set here, I've had it sitting up here for quite some time, and I never could find a locomotive because they wanted a fortune for them. And it's just a Bachmann locomotive. Well, now I found out it's a Bachmann yellow box locomotive, so it's better than the white box stuff. So I got the locomotive finally. Let's get together and put this set, whoop it into shape. It turns out that this set here was also available in an N gauge, and the N gauges sold prices for complete sets $145, $155. So it always seems to go a little higher than the HO stuff for some odd reason. Then of course Bachmann spawned this thing onto the world. The T1, the 484, the American Freedom Train. This was also available in 76. That'd be the first generation that was out. And those are the ones that got the cracked gears, and they're difficult to replace. You can get 3D printed gears. I've done a video on them, but you got to time everything up yourself for the quartering of the wheels. The Gen 2s, which came out with the Bachmann Pluses, they've got the same problem with the gears and really underpowered motors in them. They're a little bit easier to fix. But for some reason, these things go for big bucks. This locomotive here, $150, $120, $200 if it runs, and it may or may not run forever. Oh, man, they are proud of those, and that's why I don't have the spit. It would be right there if whenever I find one at the right price, because I know it's going to need a bunch of work to it to fix it. Dang things. Oh, and Bachmann also offered these under the Lionel name. Bachmann was the ones that made the Lionel version. So Gen 1s, Gen 2s. So be careful of those two in the HO scale. Now here's a little bit of interesting news for you. The real Norfolk and Western 1776 locomotive, yeah, they got the paint scheme right, but it was actually an SD45 locomotive. Okay. They missed it on that one just a little bit. Apparently these guys built this one here in 1970, kicked it out to help celebrate the bicentennial that America had in 1976. And it also turns out that they did not have a matching caboose for it. That was just some creativeness that the boys down in the artistic department, I guess in Bachmann Design, they came up with this. It fits, it looks nice. Now the Seaboard Coastline that Bachmann offered here, that is a real locomotive, and they've got it right. It is a U36B for sure. So that came out right, but the cabooses that they never had one like that. Seaboard Coastline never had an exact matching caboose that would match the locomotive. But what ended up happening, the Frisco Railroad had a caboose that looks pretty much just like that. So that's why people think that the Seaboard Coastline had a matching caboose for their locomotive, because of the confusions all around. Then touching on the 1976 American Freedom steam locomotive that Bachmann made, did a little quick research on that. T1 locomotive, 484. Two of them were. Ends up being that the first one, because there was 3 of them at the same exact time. Well, there's 3 of them built around the countryside. One of them was a former Reading Company's T1 class 484, number 2101. The second was a former Southern Pacific number 4449. It was another 484, which pulled the train through the western regions. And then the third one, it was a former Texas and Pacific 210-4, number 610, which pulled the train through the Texas area over there. So that was neat. I didn't know that they had 3 of them running around at the same time. I mean, for the 1976 Bicentennial. Now that we're halfway through the video, now is an excellent time to do Classic Model Trains, Classic Model of the Week. Do you guys know who this is? If you do, type in the comments down below. If you don't, hang out until the end. I'll let you know who it is. Let's get back into working on this thing. Got the power into the old tester over here coming out, so I can use just the normal track power. Clipped onto those little fellers right there. Oh, that's sweet, sweet sound of a pancake motor. Give her 6 volts. And it looks like she's pulling a little less than, she's pulling half an amp. It sounds like it needs to get broke in some, don't it? Needs a little run time. Well, continuing on, we're going to put these little gears in. They only go in one way because they've, you know, all the gears have to kind of match up to each other. It goes in with a little friction fit, a little downward pressure. Oh, God, yeah. Ugh, unnerving. And our motor was in like this because the brushes faced the engineer's side. Traction tire was on fireman's side. That one had some of that Loctite stuff on it from the brushes. And that's all that. We're gonna give these guys a little Super Lube. Just a little bit less than too much, just to get them started. And as it rolls around, this will transfer all the way through, doing everything it needs to do. Can I get just a peck of this in here? Oh, that was excessive. This seems like it goes on pretty much any direction at all. Yeah, so we'll give it another try, another test here. Make sure everything's still spinning. Load this up, it goes up to pulling an amp. Boy, those are some, the way these things sound. How about the other direction? Sure. So I was sitting here busy cleaning up the wheels with a fiberglass pencil, and I realized, wait a second, I don't have the entire juice flow. I'm not getting everything that needs to be cleaned up. I got to looking at there, and there's some wipers down on the inside of them wheels. We need to get those off and clean them up just as well. This pin here comes out. This should allow the truck to drop out. Then these have got the truck covers just like the front. That was nerve-wracking. So you can see the pickups. Pry these wheels out. Now you can really see what we got going on right there. And they're rubbing on the back side of the wheels. So in order to do a really good job on these, you got to clean up the pickups. And you got to get the back of the wheels where those things are rubbing at. Then you've really got something going on there. So we've got them cleaned up, right up the tips here, where everything's happening at. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use some of this no oxide D. This is something I've been thinking about. Instead of just treating the track, I have a lot of times where I'll work on a locomotive and then it'll sit on the shelf for 6 months or a year or something like that. And then the wheels, they get corroded again, tarnished, oxidized. Whatever happens. So I'm going to put some no oxide D on the pickups of the locomotives to prevent this from taking place. So I'm going to use one of the tactical Q-tips I've got here. And they say you put this stuff on, it's like a grease, and you let it sit and then you wipe it off. I don't know why I'd have to wipe it off on this, but oh, I know why. Because I'm going to do the backs, because that's where the pickups rub. And then I'm going to do the wheel surfaces, because that's where it gets the juice from the track out. And this no oxide D is supposed to leave a film or a residue behind after it's all said and done. So I will do the wheel surfaces and the flanges, give it some time, wipe it off, and I'm going to start doing this to all my stuff, and I won't know if it's worth it or not until about a year down the road when I pull some random locomotive off the shelf and try to run it again. That is a long test right there for sure. Got to start sometime doing something. So I got it on there. We are going to get these wheels back in. Got to be careful with these pickups that they're captured behind the wheels. Yep, just a little taste here on the axles. Get our truck covers put on. I got myself a clean tactical Q-tip. I'm going to wipe that grease off, completely off here. And then that is supposed to be treated. I did leave it on the back, on the flanges, because it's not trying to get tractive effort off of those. You can kind of see some of the tarnish. Typically, nickel silver doesn't get as bad as brass. So I think this will really, really work out the best on brass wheels. But we do have brass pickups. So my labors here, they should go, they'll go well noticed. Okay. Get these there, get this in there. Make sure the wires are down below this pin, not in the way of it, causing havoc. This guy here, jam it in. Oh, we're not really going to jam it, but you know, sort of. This guy with the shorter end like this is going to go down. Sure, that pin is up there at the top. That truck is captured back in there. Get our little light bulb. The wires are tinned. They're a lot easier to work with instead of just flopping around, loose wires hanging out everywhere. Wire with the black on it is going to go to the front. The other two are going to go on the back pickup. This thing is ready to test out on the track. Let's give it a little twist of the wick here. Yeah, there's that sound. There's that speed. goodness. Will it crawl? Bring her back. Sorta. 5 volts. Yeah, she quits at 4. Yeah, that's our crawl speed. And very, very entry level. Let's get that body put on it. Sure. First time that the whole set's been put together now. I had to buy each piece individually so that way I could spend more money than I would have if I would have bought it as a complete set. Yeah. Oh. Jump start, sure. Then it gets going. And then, okay. I wonder how she'll do on the old club layout. Maybe I should run it up there and try it out. I had all intentions today of getting out to that club layout, prying open that door. You know, you got to lay on the ground and roll under the door to get into the thing. And about the time I wanted to do that, the weather turned to this. Sleet, snow, rain, cold, blow. So it didn't happen. It's hard to get into that thing and be up there wandering around on that concrete floor. Oh my goodness. We got another one added, another running locomotive put into the collection here for the 1776 collection. I haven't started any of the new ones. What is that called? The 250th birthday party or our anniversary semi-quincentennial. What kind of dumb word is that? Semi-quincentennial. Okay. Weather's getting a little nicer now. We're going to get up there. I got to clean all that track again because it hasn't been cleaned for like 4 or 5 months before I can run anything on it. So it's going to take a couple hours to bust it into shape. So we had 80-degree weather here just 3 days ago, and now it's snowing outside. I want to thank all the 33%ers for hanging out with us till the end of the video. I want to take this time right now to also thank all my channel members that are out there right now, helping to support the $1 club layout by helping me pay the rent on that big building that's up there. It's a 15 by 40 building. A lot of these guys, some of them have been at it for over a year now, 1.5 years, earning their stripes on there, as they say. When you get this little feller up on the board, this, I gotta say, is probably one of the nicest Bachmann locomotives I've ever seen, because I'm pretty sure it was brand new. All the hand railings are on it, except for that crunchy gear sound. But hey, we all started off with the beginner sets. Nobody's going to drop $500 for a child's toy back in the day. So this is what we started with. Some guys will sit there and say, those things ran so bad that it's amazing that kids didn't just stop playing with trains altogether. Like they wouldn't even be in the hobby because they were so poor. Well, I remember my first girlfriend I had, she threw rocks at me and made me cry. I didn't stop dating girls because of that. Jeez, that's a weird reason right there, I'll tell you what. Oh, our classic model of the week, Veronica Lake. What a cutie, for sure. Some guys call those the Hollywood sirens, the hot rods back in the day. I can see that. One more knocked off for the collection up here. Keep kind of chowing through those and getting my Bicentennial stuffs up and running. So we'll talk to you guys next week. Thanks for hanging out with me. I'm Ron with Classic Model Trains.